Hey everybody, my name is Philip Shepard. I'm a local real estate agent located right here in Northwest Arkansas. And today we're talking about what are some of the unique differences between a large major city in North America compared to Northwest Arkansas. So let's talk about that. But before we begin, if you could like this video and also subscribe, that would make the world of difference. I try to produce as much content as humanly possible about Northwest Arkansas and try to make sure my content goes in front of the right people at the right time looking to move here. Hey, that could be you. So thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it. All right, so I just got back from Los Angeles, LA, the Big Apple? No, it's a joke. No, so I just got back from LA, and so I went out there to visit some friends, visit some family, and also went to a awesome concert. One of my favorite, I guess, bands. He's actually kind of a DJ. He performed in LA, and so it was a great time. Flames, metal, all the different stuff. Great times abound for sure. So I will drop some photos here of that concert right now. Anyways, I say all that to say, when I went to LA, it was a good comparison of what is like a large major city comparison to Northwest Arkansas. And so I did grow up in the Chicagoland area, so I'm very familiar with like obviously Chicagoland, and I've been to LA many times, but it was a drastic difference living in Northwest Arkansas for a good period of time and then going back to a large major city like Los Angeles. So I want to talk about some of those differences. Maybe you are moving from a larger city and you're thinking about moving to Northwest Arkansas. So let's talk about some of the differences you'll see right away going from there to here. And the first thing I noticed when I got to Los Angeles is the fact that Los Angeles is known for its glorious traffic. So I knew what I was getting myself into, of course, because I grew up in Chicagoland area, so I've traveled in Chicago a lot, of course, and so I'm used to the traffic there. But going to LA is a whole different breed of traffic. Just when you're in traffic, you just know it's gonna be a long time. I forget sometimes, like I think it was like 11 p.m. at night, and I'm on, I think, the 110 or 10 or whatever it was. And I was like, how is there still backed up traffic at like 11 p.m. at night? How is this happening? It's a Thursday night. So I do forget that a lot of times that a lot of like major cities have traffic all the time. Like it just takes a minute. By a minute, I mean like a long time to get across town when you're traveling like a short distance. Like it was like an 8-mile trip, but it took me like a half hour to get there. I'm like, how is this even possible? Like I do not miss this at all. And I say all that to say that one of the traffic things you'll notice, the differences between large major city versus like Northwest Arkansas is that Northwest Arkansas has like no traffic compared to a major city. So whether you're coming from Austin, whether you're coming from Chicago, LA, New York, traffic does not exist around here. There are people around here that say traffic is bad. No, it is not bad. It is not bad in any shape or form. And going back to LA just reminded me how good we have it in Northwest Arkansas comparison to other major cities. And this was probably the biggest thing that I noticed going from Northwest Arkansas to LA was the fact, and this isn't necessarily LA specific, but it's just a major city specific, or just in general, is the fact that it's a concrete jungle. Everywhere you look is just concrete. It's just like ripped down, no nature, nothing. And LA is a gorgeous, like around Malibu, it's a gorgeous city around Malibu, around the whole Huntington Beach, the whole strip right there, because there's palm trees, it's gorgeous. Santa Monica Pier, great location. It's absolutely fantastic, love it. But the thing is once you start getting to LA proper, it becomes a concrete jungle. It's just like concrete and asphalt everywhere. Everywhere you turn, it's in my opinion, pretty ugly. And so coming from Northwest Arkansas, which is obviously the natural state, like there's trees everywhere. The city's literally like mandate and ask businesses that are coming to the area to like dedicate part of their budget to the outdoors because they want to make sure that Northwest Arkansas is kept the natural area, the natural state. There's things everywhere. There's trees everywhere. Anyways, going from that to the concrete jungle was like, oh my gosh, as I was flying into LAX, I'm looking down, I'm like, this looks like a desolate like wasteland. I forgot what this looked like. So I was looking over at all of LA. I'm like, wow, I forget how few trees exist in the world, especially when you're in the desert area like LA. So flying over like Las Vegas and seeing that whole area and over the mountains and then seeing everything else, I'm like, oh, that's right, Northwest Arkansas. It is the natural state, and there's a lot of trees there. There's a lot of greenery, and you feel like you're one with nature in Northwest Arkansas. Not so much in LA or other major cities. That reminds me. I have a 3-day itinerary linked below. So maybe you're coming down to Northwest Arkansas and you're thinking, oh my gosh, there's so much to do, because there's so much to do. The 3-day itinerary helps so much of just kind of helping you focus on those couple core days when you're down here, so you can see all some of the amazing things in Northwest Arkansas. So maybe you're an adventurer, maybe you're a sports person, maybe you have kids, maybe you're a foodie, maybe you're a sightseer. The 3-day itinerary is made for you, linked down below. And also when you do come down here, definitely give me a call because we can check out some homes for sale or for rent and see how far your dollar will go in Northwest Arkansas compared to where you're coming from. And also, it goes without saying, but the housing and the whole housing market in Los Angeles and other major cities is crazy. People are overpaying way amounts of money for homes that are so small. And it's like, why are you doing this? I don't even know. And so in Northwest Arkansas, obviously, it's one of the most affordable places to live in America still to this date, even though our housing is obviously like it does take a minute to find a good house around here. There are people moving in here, a lot of people moving in here. So if you are coming down to Northwest Arkansas, just know that there is still affordable housing here. But if you are coming from LA to Northwest Arkansas, your dollar can travel so much farther in Northwest Arkansas compared to Los Angeles, Seattle, Portland, Chicago, Austin, Texas, Dallas, etc. But the fact is that when I went to LA, I just quickly realized that LA is a special, that's not a good comparison because LA is a special place, super high prices, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Same thing with Chicago, same thing with New York. And so if you are coming from a different major city, know the fact that your housing is probably pretty crazy there. Go ahead and sell your house, make some good money doing that. But come on over to Northwest Arkansas. Your dollar will go a lot farther down here than in the place where you're coming from. And also, this is kind of a more of a unique thing, but when you are moving to Northwest Arkansas in comparison to bigger areas, bigger cities, you're going to be able to invest in your community a lot better here than those other areas. What I mean by that is that Northwest Arkansas is still a mid-sized area. You can still meet the mayors, you can still meet your senators, you can still meet all the House representatives, you can still do all those different things state level. And the fact is that you're still voting for them and still like having a influence in politics and family and all the different things that are happening here is because it's still kind of a really tight-knit community because the people that are moving here are coming from other places and they want to be part of a community. They left LA, they left those big places, and they want to come here to be part of a community. So one of the things you'll quickly realize is that you're still, your voice still has a matter, an opinion here in Northwest Arkansas. And so if you are looking for that kind of mid-sized community, you still want to know your neighbors, you still want to be invested into the community around your city, the school board, etc. Northwest Arkansas has all that. If you are coming from a larger city, you probably quickly realize that you're just a voice of millions, legitimately millions. And so it's probably not as heard as well. And so if you are in this area, you're definitely going to be heard. You're definitely going to make an impact when you are coming down to Northwest Arkansas. And last but certainly not least, going to LA, maybe quickly realize how much comparison when it comes to things to do in LA versus Northwest Arkansas. So you quickly realize there's a lot of venues to go to in Los Angeles. And obviously these are two totally separate things. Northwest Arkansas is not even close to the size of Los Angeles. But the fact remains is that Northwest Arkansas has a lot of music venues, has a lot of restaurants, has a lot of things to do outside, has a lot of big businesses, has a ton of jobs, has a ton of new startups, has a ton of rivers and kayaking, fly fishing, all sorts of different things happen in Northwest Arkansas. And the fact is that they're affordable. It's affordable to live here. You can get there quickly because obviously the road system here is so well put together. You're coming from LA or Chicago, other places, and you want to go do those other things. Like it might take you an hour to go up to do this or do that, or it's going to be an all-day affair. And so in Northwest Arkansas is the fact that there's so much to do. And I quickly realized when I was there, I was like, oh my gosh, like when I was in LA, I was like, Northwest Arkansas compares so well to like bigger cities is because everything's so easy to get to and there's so much to do when it comes to variety. And so that's one of the things I realized when you factor those two things together. All right, that's all I have for you guys today. Really appreciate you guys watching. Again, if you are coming down to Northwest Arkansas, download my 3-day itinerary link below. Maybe you're an adventurer, maybe you're a sports person, maybe you're a foodie, maybe you have kids. There's a 3-day itinerary link below for you. And also when you do come down here, definitely give me a call because we can check out some homes for sale or for rent and see how far your dollar will go in Northwest Arkansas compared to where you're coming from. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one.